It looks like a cute little kitty cat, but if you listen closely, it sounds like an epic movie soundtrack. Now, if you're familiar with social media, you probably know that there's been a trend lately where people post videos of cats going from rags to riches. These rags to riches cat videos always follow the same formula. A poor cat has to work several odd jobs and overcome many obstacles until they can get their big break. Usually the jobs involve collecting cardboard boxes or plastic bottles, but sometimes they get promoted to bigger and better things like construction work. Like I mentioned before, every single one follows the exact same plot. Poor kitty cat is born into a life of poverty. He wears a dirty old shirt and has no friends because he spends all day collecting recyclable materials instead of playing with the other cats. Then one day, he decides he's had enough of living in poverty. He becomes the foreman of the construction site and oversees all of the other workers. He swerves to avoid a dog on the road and crashes into a ditch. Luckily, he's not seriously injured, but he does need to get his truck towed away. Now, I know it might sound like a simple story, but it's actually quite profound. The kitten's journey symbolizes the struggles that all animals face in their lifetime. No matter how much money they have, they all have to deal with problems and setbacks. The difference between rich and poor animals is how they react to these challenges. Some animals give up when times get tough, while others fight back and try to make the best of the situation. The kitten clearly falls into the second category. Despite being born into poverty and facing constant ridicule, he never loses hope. He keeps trying to make a better life for himself and eventually succeeds. His story is a reminder that no matter how bad things get, you should never give up. Keep pushing forward and eventually you'll achieve your goals. As he sits there waiting for help, the kitten realizes that he's taken his success for granted. They're a feel-good distraction from the chaos of everyday life. In a world where it seems like everyone is just trying to tear each other down, it's nice to see a group of animals supporting each other and helping each other succeed. So the next time you feel like life is getting you down, just remember the story of the rags to riches cat and keep moving forward. He hasn't done anything special with his life, and now he could end up homeless if his truck gets repossessed. Determined to turn things around, the kitten contacts a local mechanic and offers to work on cars in exchange for tuition. For the next 2 years, the kitten studies mechanics and learns how to fix just about any vehicle. After graduation, he gets a job at the mechanic shop and eventually buys out the entire business. Still works long hours, but at least now he's making good money. He opens a charity for poor animals and donates large sums of money to animal shelters. He also begins volunteering his time at animal hospitals, fixing injured birds and nursing sick kittens back to health. Even though the kitten has worked hard to achieve everything he has, he never forgets where he came from. He always remembers the days when he was a young, broke kitty cat who didn't have anyone to help him. By giving back to the community, the kitten ensures that no other animal has to suffer the way he did. With his new salary, he begins saving up for his dream car. Every day, he puts a small portion of his paycheck into a jar on his desk. Then every Friday, he counts the money and makes a deposit at the bank. After 6 months of saving, the kitten has enough money to buy a brand new pickup truck. He drives it to work every day and parks it in the front of the construction site. All the other animals are jealous because they wish they had a car like his. So he takes off his shirt, puts on a brand new pair of overalls, and heads off to his first day of school. After years of hard work, they finally earn enough money to buy something nice for themselves, and everyone cheers. The teacher also yells at him for being late and sends him to the principal's office. She tells him to take the suit back and go find a job. The kitten tries his best to find work, but everyone tells him that he's too young and inexperienced. Finally, he finds a friendly dog who lets him work in his construction firm. The pay isn't great, but at least it's a start. For the next few weeks, the kitten works long and hard hours. Every morning, he wakes up before sunrise and immediately runs to the bathroom. He brushes his teeth and put on a new pair of overalls. Then he grabs his lunch pail and heads off to work. But the kitten doesn't care what anyone else thinks of him. They all look at him funny when he tells them that he's the new guy. After all, he's the youngest person on the crew and not even old enough to drive a car. But the kitten doesn't let their comments bother him. He quickly gets to work and doesn't take any breaks until lunchtime. During lunch, the other animals tell him that he's lucky to be working on such a big project. They say that if he does a good job, he could get a promotion in no time. The kitten thanks them for their advice and promises to do his best. He's too busy dreaming about the day he'll be rich and famous. The only problem is that he's flat broke right now and doesn't even have enough money to buy a new shirt. Luckily, the principal takes pity on him and gives him $10 to get a new outfit. With the money in hand, the kitten skips happily out of the school and goes straight to the nearest store. He picks out a brand new suit and heads home. The videos are wholesome, inspiring, and occasionally hilarious. And one of the main reasons for that is the music. The songs they use perfectly capture the tone of each scene. For example, in this video, the song starts out slow and sad to match the kitten's humble beginnings. But as his life improves, the music becomes more upbeat and triumphant. But what exactly is the song called? Well, it just so happens that a lot of people like the same kind of music. If you search for rags to riches cat videos on TikTok, most of them will use either the same audio or something very similar. So even though the music isn't technically part of the videos, it's become an integral part of the overall experience. It's kind of like how every SpongeBob meme uses the same 3 notes, even though there are literally thousands of songs that would fit. Because if you search for it on Spotify or Apple Music, it doesn't seem to exist. So what is the name of this catchy tune and where can we listen to it? It turns out that the music isn't a real song at all. It's just a viral sound that people have started using on TikTok and YouTube. In fact, it wasn't even recorded specifically for these videos. Instead, it was made by random people who uploaded their own voice clips and sound effects to be used in other people's content. But why does every rags to riches cat video use the same music? So now that we've established that the music is just a collection of random sounds, let's take a closer look at the actual videos. As soon as he walks through the door, he gets made fun of by the other cats for his torn-up clothes and greasy fur. Right. Once his mom sees what he's wearing, she knows that her son will never amount to anything. When he arrives at the site, the other animals are already hard at work. After a few months of working hard, the kitten is finally given a promotion. The kitten drives his truck for a few years until one day, he gets into a serious accident. Now that he's rich and successful, the kitten decides to give back to the community. And that's the story of the rags to riches cat. Now I know this might sound cheesy, but it's the truth. It's one of the reasons why these videos are so popular. If you enjoyed this video, please subscribe for more quality content. Thank you for watching and have a great day.